My name is Jim Elliott. I'm the founder and president of Diveheart, a 501c3 charity in Downers Grove, Illinois. Diveheart is a totally volunteer-driven organization that helps to build confidence, independence, and self-esteem in the lives of children, adults, and veterans with disabilities. The program empowers them to face their challenges and overcome obstacles by providing life-changing experiences through scuba diving and other related activities in a zero-gravity environment. I was inspired to create Diveheart 10 years ago after teaching my daughter, who was born blind, to downhill ski. The resulting positive changes were so impactful on all aspects of her life. I knew that if skiing could turn her life around to the degree that it did, the zero-gravity activity of scuba diving could do the same or even more for people with disabilities. So I left a successful career in the media business to launch the Diveheart program. The psychological benefits of the program are phenomenal. We take Johnny in a wheelchair, and he suddenly becomes Johnny the scuba diver. Scuba diving boosts self-confidence, and as we like to say, promotes a can-do spirit. Diveheart seeks to help people with disabilities imagine and then live the possibilities in their lives. While Diveheart was started with psychological and emotional benefits in mind, we're finding that there are very real physical benefits to scuba diving. Medical science is increasingly supporting what we've known to be true, that scuba diving can have a very dramatic positive effect on various physical disabilities. Did you know that scuba diving is the only gravity-free activity in the world? The obstacles that individuals with disabilities face on land disappear in this forgiving, gravity-free underwater world. While scuba diving, people with physical disabilities move body parts in ways they haven't for years, if ever. We look forward to embarking on some collaborative projects with top medical researchers over the coming years. We've already started to work toward engaging people with disabilities in vocational opportunities in areas including oceanography, marine biology, underwater engineering, coral reef restoration, and more. These are unrealized potential activities that'll make the world a richer place, not only for those with disabilities, but individuals of all abilities. Diveheart is currently seeking to build a one-of-a-kind facility that'll allow us, in conjunction with our strategic partners, to pursue unprecedented research in a zero-gravity environment, pioneer revolutionary rehabilitation and therapy for people with disabilities, as well as educate and train those of all abilities. This one-of-a-kind facility will make Diveheart a destination that attracts participants of all abilities worldwide. Diveheart is already a worldwide leader in adaptive scuba training and therapy, and has facilitated programs to help those with disabilities around the world, including China, Australia, Israel, the Caribbean, and in over 100 U.S. cities. All we need is funding. Diveheart has the tools, the talent, the experience, and the vision. Thank you. Diveheart's mission is to build confidence, independence, and self-esteem, and to improve the quality of life in children, adults, and veterans with disabilities. The inspiration and the creation of Diveheart came from an experience I had with my daughter Erin, who was born blind. As a young girl, she was mainstreamed with sighted children who teased her on the playground. At that point, she struggled with her disability. At the suggestion of a friend, I introduced Erin to downhill skiing. The changes in her life as a result of this were amazing. People were in awe of this young woman who was blind but could ski, and she developed self-confidence, independence, and a sense of adventure. All aspects of her life improved dramatically, socially, academically, physically, and emotionally. I realized that if skiing could do this for her, the impact that scuba diving could have on the lives of people with their own challenges and obstacles would be phenomenal. This inspired me to leave a successful career in the media business and to create Diveheart. Diveheart is a volunteer-driven, not-for-profit organization that is changing the lives of children, adults, and veterans with disabilities around the world. Scuba diving is the only gravity-free activity in the world. What this means for individuals with disabilities is that the challenges and obstacles they face on land disappear in the forgiving, gravity-free underwater world. While scuba diving, people with physical disabilities move body parts in ways they haven't done in years, if ever. I recently spent several days diving with some people with spinal cord injuries. One swam under the water the length of 3 football fields, completely independently. Another said he was completely pain-free for the first time since his injury, and the list goes on and on. As importantly, the psychological benefits are immeasurable. Most people in the general population do not scuba dive. So when we take someone with physical and/or cognitive disabilities on what is truly an adventurous activity, it boosts their self-confidence, and as we like to say, their can-do spirit. Diveheart seeks to help people with disabilities imagine and live the possibilities in their lives. When I started Diveheart, it was with the psychological and emotional benefits in mind. What we're finding now is that there are very real physical benefits to scuba diving. Medical science is increasingly supporting what we've known to be true for a long time. And we look forward to embarking on some collaborative projects with top medical researchers over the coming years to learn more. Diveheart's major objective involves building a state-of-the-art facility that will allow us, in conjunction with our strategic partners, to pursue unprecedented research in a zero-gravity environment, pioneer revolutionary rehabilitation and therapy for individuals with disabilities, and educate and train people of all abilities. While doing this, we hope to introduce vocational opportunities in a variety of underwater-related activities, such as marine biology, oceanography, underwater engineering and archaeology, coral reef restoration, and more. Diveheart is already a worldwide leader in adaptive scuba training and therapy, and has facilitated programs to help individuals with disabilities around the world, including China, Australia, Israel, and the Caribbean, and in over 100 U.S. cities. Our one-of-a-kind facility will make Diveheart a destination that will attract participants of all abilities from around the world. All that is needed is funding. Diveheart has the tools, the talent, the experience, and the vision. To achieve our objectives, Diveheart has established research and rehabilitation initiatives in collaboration with Duke Medical Center, Johns Hopkins, Midwestern University, Rosalind Franklin University, Hines Veteran Hospital, and more. Diveheart has established the world's first adaptive scuba symposium, introducing unprecedented anecdotal results and therapeutic theories based on over 13 years of experience, working with children, adults, and veterans with disabilities, from institutions like Shriners Hospital for Children, the Rehabilitation Institute of Chicago, Illinois Center for Rehabilitation and Education, Hines, Jesse Brown, and North Chicago Veterans Hospitals, and more. In the short term, Diveheart is identifying a location for an interim facility that will include a large therapy pool, allowing us to conduct research in a zero-gravity environment with our strategic partners. This will allow our team to publish findings and pursue grants to continue our work. Diveheart leverages resources unlike any other nonprofit its size. Its worldwide reputation as a leader in scuba therapy and adaptive training is unprecedented. Adaptive scuba industry leaders around the world envy Diveheart's marketing, promotional, and leadership activities. After operating 10 years in the black, Diveheart has pioneered innovative procedures and techniques in working with people with disabilities. At Diveheart, we have more experience than any other organization in the world in the areas of adaptive scuba therapy, facilitation of adaptive programs, promotion of those programs, and developing strategic partnerships with funding, medical, media, corporate, and community partners. With our partners, we are going to revolutionize rehabilitation for individuals of all abilities, and this will inspire people around the world to imagine the possibilities in their lives, making the world a better place for all. This has never been done before. We've been told that we stretch a dollar more efficiently than anyone, and I believe it's true. With the exception of 2 part-time office staff people, everyone working for Diveheart is a volunteer, including myself. I'm a full-time volunteer. Our tremendous group of volunteers includes not only dive instructors and dive buddies, but also our marketing and IT people, fundraisers, travel coordinators, even the scout troop that helps handle our gear. What that means is that we're able to keep our expenses to a bare minimum so that our resources can be directed at providing programming opportunities to those with disabilities. Our veritable army of volunteers is truly committed and passionate about their work. I constantly marvel at the dedication of Diveheart volunteers around the world. And of course, what this means to donors is that the dollars they donate are being used to provide scuba diving opportunities to people with disabilities. At Diveheart, we measure our success in a variety of ways by helping to facilitate new adaptive scuba programs locally, nationally, and internationally. Plus, we successfully promote and market adaptive scuba programs. We also establish Diveheart regional chapters around the world. Well, 99.9% of the people in the world have never tried scuba diving, and 99.9% of those who dive don't work with individuals with disabilities like Diveheart does. Consequently, Diveheart has seen and learned things that very few people in the world have experienced. This knowledge and experience has helped Diveheart formulate a vision of the future where people with disabilities can escape gravity on a regular basis as part of a physical and psychological healing regimen. As these activities bring attention to this unprecedented therapy, it will inspire people all over the world of all abilities to imagine the possibilities in their lives. Diveheart has trained thousands of people with disabilities how to scuba dive. We've also trained thousands of dive instructors and buddies so they can work with children, adults, and veterans with disabilities. Diveheart has started forming chapters across the country and will be initiating a chapter in the UK later this year. We'll be working collaboratively with some major scientific researchers to investigate the physical and psychological benefits of scuba diving for individuals with disabilities. Diveheart has accomplished much with very little, and we pride ourselves on that fact. However, funding would allow us to augment our outstanding volunteer corps with paid professionals who could help us better manage our exploding volunteer base, as well as our growing organizational and administrative needs. In other words, paid professionals would allow us to move to the next level and grow to our potential. While our long-term objective is to build our own facility, in the short term, we need to hire an executive director to bring the organization to the next level. We also hope to find an interim facility, launch a capital funding campaign, establish Diveheart chapters in the northeastern United States, the UK, and Israel, and launch a Diveheart training curriculum that will raise the bar and establish best practices around the world. We're also hoping to pioneer unprecedented research, therapy, educational, and vocational opportunities with strategic partners in medicine, education, government, business, and the nonprofit sector. At Diveheart, we've identified opportunities for individuals with disabilities that are currently only a vision. Through our efforts, we can help engage not only those with disabilities, but society as a whole in issues and activities that will change the world. These include growing vocational opportunities for people of all abilities in the areas of oceanography, marine biology, underwater engineering, coral reef restoration, underwater archaeology, other marine sciences and related research activities. Exploring new forms of therapy, medical research, vocational opportunities, rehabilitation, recreation, and to date, unrealized potential activities that will make the world a richer place for those of all abilities.